Welcome back to Echoes of Life, where stories aren't just told, they're felt. Where the headlines fade and what's left is the heartbeat behind them. Today, we're stepping into a world of glitter and grit, into the story of a woman who wore sequins like armor, turned pain into melody, and redefined what it means to be unapologetically yourself. Her name is Lady Gaga. But before the stadium lights, before the Grammy speeches, before the raw, tear-filled Oscar stage, she was just Stefani Joanne Angelina Germanotta, a girl from New York City with a piano, a dream, and a voice that refused to be silenced. Stefani was born on March 28, 1986, in Yonkers, New York. Her family wasn't glamorous, no Hollywood mansions, no red carpets, just a tight-knit Italian-American household filled with Sunday pasta dinners, the smell of tomato sauce, and the sound of her fingers running across the piano keys. By age 4, she was playing melodies by ear. By 13, she wrote her first piano ballad, a haunting tune that carried more emotion than most adults could put into words. And at 14, she stepped into a New York nightclub to perform live for the first time. It should have been a moment of pure magic. But reality has a way of testing dreams early. High school was brutal. Gaga, or rather Stefani, didn't fit the mold. She was too eccentric, too dramatic, too much for the comfort of the crowd. They called her names. They laughed at her clothes. She remembers one group of girls who once threw her into a trash can. It hurt. It left scars that even years later she would talk about in interviews. But here's the thing about Lady Gaga. She didn't erase those scars. She wore them like jewels. She fought her way into New York University's Tisch School of the Arts, one of only 20 students in the world to gain early admission. But after 2 years, she made a decision most people would call insane. She dropped out. She wanted to live her art, not just study it. That meant struggling to pay rent, singing in dingy bars, performing in go-go outfits, hand-sewing costumes, and hearing no more times than most of us could stand. At 19, she signed with Def Jam Records. 3 months later, they dropped her. No warning, no explanation. Most people would have packed up, gone home, gotten a real job. She didn't. She started performing under the name Lady Gaga, inspired by Queen's song Radio Gaga. She built her own stage persona, a mix of theater, pop, and defiance. She played anywhere that would have her: burlesque shows, drag bars, underground clubs. And then, Akon noticed her. He signed her to his label under Interscope Records. That was the door she'd been knocking on for years. In 2008, the world met Lady Gaga with the fame. Just Dance became a club anthem. Poker Face was inescapable. But behind the wigs and lightning bolts, there was a girl writing every lyric, crafting every beat, shaping every image. Her message was clear: it's okay to be different. In fact, it's powerful. But success didn't mean safety from pain. During the Born This Way tour, she suffered a severe hip injury. Doctors told her she needed surgery and months of rest. In that time, she revealed something else. She had fibromyalgia, a chronic pain condition. It was invisible to the eye, but relentless to the body. There were moments she could barely stand. Nights she cried backstage before walking out to thousands of screaming fans. But she kept going, not because it was easy, but because music was her lifeline. Lady Gaga has always blurred the line between art and advocacy. In 2012, she launched the Born This Way Foundation with her mother, focusing on youth empowerment, mental health, and kindness. She spoke openly about her own trauma as a survivor of sexual assault, not for shock value, but to tell others, you are not alone. Her career kept evolving, from the high-fashion, avant-garde pop star to the stripped-down singer at a piano. She won 13 Grammys, an Academy Award for Shallow, a Golden Globe for American Horror Story. She sang the national anthem at President Biden's inauguration. She sold over 170 million records. And yet, she often says the most important thing she's done is help someone feel like they belong. Lady Gaga is more than a performer. She's a mirror for anyone who's ever felt too different, too strange, too much. And maybe that's why her story matters. Because she's proof that your weirdness is your weapon. Your pain is your poetry. And the very things that make you stand out are the things that will set you free. So if you're listening to this right now, and you've ever been told you're not enough or you're too much, remember her words. You have to be unique and different, and shine in your own way. This has been Echoes of Life. Thank you for listening. And remember, the world doesn't need you to fit in. It needs you to be exactly who you are.